Welcome, beautiful soul. It's time to remember who we are. You were born for this moment, this breath. Nature teaches us and reminds us that whatever it is that we are searching for, that whatever our hearts and souls are longing for, we must know our unlimited power and worth. It's all already within us. So thank you for saying yes to this moment. Thank you for saying yes to this journey. And most of all, thank you for saying yes to yourself. Welcome, beautiful soul. Hello, beautiful soul. We are back with part 2 of a topic that I think is so important. It's how to heal the erosion of resentment and regret. And so in this part 2, we're going to really go deeper with the source of resentment and regret and some deeper practices for us when we feel ourselves tilted in that direction, when we feel the emerging energy, the tension, the tightness of resentment and regret. And we're going to talk about why it's so poisonous and so toxic for us when we stay in there knowingly and, of course, unknowingly sometimes. So I really invite you to listen in, to open up your hearts, of course, make space in that deep inner place as we talk about how we can heal the erosion of resentment and regret. Before we go any further, you know it's our time to breathe. So I invite you, if you're able to safely do so, to join me and close your eyes. This is our time to put our attention on the breath, moving in and out of our body. And if you're able to put that attention even on the breath moving in and out of your nose. Right now, we're simply noticing the breath without changing it. And this is where we also thank ourselves for being alive, for being fully present, for being right here, right now. Thank yourselves for showing up to be nourished and replenished. So many other places you could be putting your time and energy, and the fact that you are opening yourself to be filled in a deeper way. Give thanks to that. Give thanks to yourself for that. And we also acknowledge beautiful, lovely, exquisite breath of life. The life in us, around us. This breath of life moving through us, we are grateful. And I invite you to do a quick body scan to notice from the top of your crown of your head at the top all the way through your entire body. Notice if there are any areas where you notice any tightness, any tension. This is our invitation to let go of anything that is blocking the flow of breath, the flow of energy. We simply notice and we let it go. And we open ourselves up to receive all that is nourishing for us. Every inhale is a reminder that we are receiving beautiful, perfect support and grace, compassion, newness, forgiveness, gentleness. We acknowledge that this journey is sometimes far from being easy, and with breath we make ourselves open to the gift of ease, clarity, and if you're like me, I like to rotate my head because, ooh, that's where I notice sometimes a few clicks and cracks and creaks. It's a great time to release if you roll your head to one direction gently, and then maybe gently to the other side. We make space for more expansion, openness. So that all the truth that has been waiting for us, we can be open to receive it. And so put your attention on that inner heart space. That beautiful soul, that amazing reservoir of perfect guidance and truth. The place where your beautiful essence connects you to all that is for you. And we invite in that beautiful guidance right now. And we calibrate ourselves to a harmony that allows us to perceive so much more than what our eyes could ever see. Beyond our thoughts, beyond our emotions, is our lovely essence that knows that we are far more than our physical bodies, even more than our experiences and memories and emotions. And so we connect to our true self. And for those of you who are practicing and making space to see yourselves as beautiful energy and as beautiful spiritual beings, perhaps this is where you connect with God, or you call it spirit or source or universe. The word is not what we're here to focus on. We're here to focus on the love, the presence, of a truth far beyond anything that we can hold in our hands. And yet it is right here within us. Connecting us to all of life, all of creation, in a way that our mind could never understand. So we pause the swirling thoughts. We pause our need to understand. We pause the part of us that likes to analyze and define, and we simply make space to connect. With so much gratitude. For the beauty that is already and always within us. So we're going to wrap up this breath with our 5-5-5 breathing, and that's simply a deep breath for 5 seconds. Then we'll hold it for 5 seconds, and then we're going to slowly release the breath together for 5 seconds. So let's go ahead and do a nice deep inhale. Hold it. And slowly let it go. And you can come back to normal breathing. And when you're ready, gently come back and open your eyes. Well, I always say that breath is just so exquisite and amazing and delicious and nourishing. And it's so simple that it's easy to overlook and disregard and minimize. And it's also so powerful. We can access it anywhere, anytime. And with practice, that breath begins to help us eliminate the illusion that we are separate from our answers, that we are separate from our source, our creator, from God. Again, it does not matter. I'm not here to tell you which word to use. Those of you who understand, it doesn't matter. How we describe, what does matter is that we connect and know that we can never be alone, that there is far more support, provision, guidance than we could ever imagine, all within us. And so today, we follow up on this discussion. Even if you missed the episode, part 1, part 2 is still for you, because we live in such a time that asks us to be so focused on judging and deciphering and dividing based on limitation. And that creeps in how we see ourselves. So we see our lives based on comparing to what I think it should be, to what someone else told me it would be, to our own imagination, rooted in an outer definition. Now, there's nothing wrong with a goal. Many of us have goals, and goals can be a beautiful way for growth when we attach our identity and our peace to the goal or the outcome. We've just traded our power for a reduction that could never live up to the fullness of who we are. That's what I mean when I say that your answer is always within you. The answer is what? The answer begins with knowing that you're more than enough. That you can't perform your way to being enough. It's something that is inherent. And that's a challenge for our culture that wants us to race and run and strive and hustle to get somewhere. And I'm here to tell you, when you spend time with our seniors, with our elders, you won't hear them talk about how I wish I hustled more. You won't hear them talk about how I wish I had a bigger home, a better car. Because as we go through the seasons of life, and for those who are at the latter days of their time in this body, they're able to see with such a clarity what is truth, and that is love. We overuse that word. We think it's something that can be bought or traded, and we forget that that's our essence. So when I trade that essence of love for an attempt to be somewhere other than where I am, what also leaves with me is peace, my groundedness, my knowing that I'm already enough. And that is a recipe for disappointment, and disappointment that remains like water that doesn't flow, and it becomes stagnant and smelly. That disappointment mixed with a little judgment and blame and criticism of ourselves or of other people, add in some unforgiveness, and we have a smelly pot called resentment. And resentment is a close cousin to regret. Now, a tiny little sting of regret can sometimes be an avenue for us to grow. In other words, I can look back and ask myself, what are the lessons of life, and say, oh, it would have been nice to have known that. But when I let it become contaminated with regret, now there's a judgment, and it's tainted with this perception that we did something wrong. What we really did was all we knew in that moment. We're so fixated on what could be right and wrong that we miss that all of this is a lesson. We are all here learning together, growing together. Our lives are so interconnected and intersecting in ways we could never fully articulate, write out, define, comprehend. It's so exquisite. And we cheat ourselves when we reduce it to a regret and let that regret turn into a self-loathing. And that is the erosion of who we are. It's like a form of cannibalism, eating ourselves. When we stay in the place of resentment, or when we let resentment stay within us, when we let regret drive the car instead of us driving with presence. And the next word I want us to really reflect upon is acceptance. That's a tough one, and it will always smash up against any kind of hustle culture based on I need to be somewhere else so I can feel better about myself. Acceptance is accepting what is, and most of all, accepting ourselves. And ask yourself that, do you fully accept yourself right now? I'm not asking you to accept a scenario or a circumstance. I'm saying, ask yourself, do you fully accept you for who you already are? The beautiful, majestic masterpiece who is so multifaceted and who is also learning as we go. Now that's such a powerful mystery that we can be already miraculously, majestically, fearfully, wonderfully created and a work in progress, breathing and learning as we go. What are we learning? We're learning that it's so simple and we make it so complicated. It's so simple. Accept ourselves. Accept that this is a journey, and accept every part of this journey is designed for us to come back to knowing who we are, to be love. That means to be compassion and gentleness, to be kindness and grace, to be forgiveness, to look in the mirror and say, wow, I have made mistakes and I'm still worthy and I'm still amazing and I still am love and light. The words I've said before, I think a few episodes ago, are ouch and thank you. Sometimes looking in the mirror and facing our choices, there is an ouch. I want you to remember to add the thank you. The lesson is the gift, that I can even see it's an ouch, that I can feel an ouch, and I have an opportunity to keep breathing and going forward. And knowing that in the last moments, I may not have known what is available to me and what's being revealed to me in this moment. And the only moment where joy is able to flow is in a now moment. No matter how many times you look backwards at the ouches, guess what? You're not going to be able to change what was. No matter how much you speculate on what's going to happen, you're not going to be able to go there and do anything about it without going through this moment. And so this is the moment, this now moment, the more we treat it as not a burden, but as a gift. To be right here, to slow it down sometimes, to take the pause and perceive with gentleness that today I have a gift, to be open, to perceive, not just with my natural eyes, but to invite in my spiritual knowing, to remember that I am beautiful soul, to know that I'm more than this physical body, and that purpose is always alive in me, whether I understand it or not. And so I make space for healing to come every time I say yes and thank you. Every time I acknowledge how I feel without letting the feelings drive the car. I acknowledge the feelings like clouds in the sky, and I let the feelings move through me. So you may feel tempted to stay in the place of disappointment and anger and frustration. I want you to remember that's a feeling and let it move through you so it doesn't remain stuck and creating energetic blocks that lead to more energetic blocks called resentment and regret. That's so poisonous to our relationship with ourselves and our relationship with everyone else. And we're letting resentment and regret putrefy our flow. So what are we able to do? I've said it so many times, we're able to breathe. We're able to look at nature. I'm looking out my window and I'm looking at this gorgeous, big, massive pine where all of this life is always alive within the tree, and it's supporting more life called our oxygen, receiving our carbon dioxide, and not only that, it's sheltering and providing space and homes for so many little rabbits and squirrels and birds and insects and more than I could probably even name. And it's a mirror, this tree, that when we are firmly rooted in knowing who we are, that's when we're able to flourish. Being firmly rooted in who we are means being firmly rooted in this moment with gentleness instead of judgment, with compassion instead of criticism, noticing that it's tempting to stay in the cycle of complaining, and it may feel like a little boost that I'm just letting it go. It's also such a tricky place that without our understanding, we can sometimes tilt a spiral where we begin to complain about everything. We begin to blame everything, including ourselves, and that is the devouring of who we are. So as divine, beautiful spirit beings, we're not here to devour ourselves. We're here to learn and grow with tenderness and gentleness and make space for grace. We let alone the mind that needs to try to figure it all out. Pause that and come back to simply breathing and noticing in nature how the birds are singing now. Thankfully, it's spring here in the northern hemisphere, so hearing lovely birds singing again is a reminder that, wow, What song are we singing? Are we singing the song that says, I love me, I accept me, I'm honest with me, that I'm not perfect, and I am perfectly made? That I can let go all of these ideas of where I need to hit, these bars I need to jump over, and instead enjoy the journey. To laugh at ourselves a little bit more, not in a condescending, judging way, but in a laughter that says, look at me, I am doing the best I can in each moment. To allow the lightness of being to move through us. There is enough heaviness around us. We swallow and digest only heaviness, we become weighed down. And that density prevents our light from shining. Do you believe we need more light? Are you ready to be more light? Then let's heal the resentment and the regret by simply breathing and being okay with being the work in progress, the work in progress, and the masterpiece all in one. To remember when you're looking at someone else's life, when you're ready to say what they should do and could have done and why didn't they, to pause that and extend the same grace we want to receive so the water can flow, the energy can flow, so it doesn't stay putrid and stagnant, but that there's life. Have you ever had a stranger just smile at you for no reason? What does that feel like? Maybe you notice with their smile, like, wow, I was so unprepared for that it caught me off guard. Or maybe you smiled immediately back. Or maybe you were confused, like, why are they smiling at me? Making more space to receive these little gifts that are all around us, so that we can also remember we're called to be that gift. We're called to be the one who smiles at someone who's name we don't know. The only way we can do that is when we make space to smile at ourselves in that quiet moment by yourself, or yourself with yourself, to smile and say, I accept me, I love me. Even if that is new, like a new language, I'm going to begin practicing acceptance and gentleness and kindness from me to me, so I can extend acceptance, gentleness, and kindness to all. Let's accept that we are all here together as one life, one humanity on planet Earth, which is moving as we speak, going in one direction. Let's be in harmony in that one direction of evolving and growing and learning and expanding and remembering that we are always moving up. Thank you so much for your time and space with us today. I hope you remember the greatness, the grace, the light of who you are. I hope you remember that you are a beautiful soul.
Thank you, beautiful soul, for remembering who we are and for making time and space to be with us today. As you go forward on your journey to the known and unknown places, continue to listen to your inner heart and honor your soul, because your answers are always within you. Please consider supporting us and spreading more light and love with this message by simply liking the video below, subscribing, and consider sharing as well. Most of all, Take gentle care and breathe. We see you. We thank you, beautiful soul.